Hey, yo, Numbs. They act like showing up fast to me late to the party's a bad thing. We back at it. Let me talk to him. Last 10 years of my life, nothing but evolution. I've been cruising reclusive through music, securing futures, minor setbacks. For the most part, things been fluent. My influence, blueprint for those that will never do it. 4 degrees later, 4 continents, 4 mouths to feed. I was out working, now back to chasing these rapping dreams. Every last second wasted, worth a dime to me. Honestly, my wife and I equal a dynasty. No shopping sprees, out scouting for properties cut from a different cloth. You see the stitches seen, classic masterpieces overlooking the mezzanine. Kobe Bean died the same day mom's birthday cake. Numb to opinions, never reached what I'm trying to reach. This type of speech values the lessons in stock equities. Bask in my inequities, giving whatever's left of me. This rap shit, more than just a check to me. Late arrival.
Yo, Cash, I got it from here, man. It's your boy Numbs, man. Late arrival, better late than never, right? Yo, when you grind for your fam, then you a real G. Nothing realer than standing tall, do you feel me? I move with integrity, teach my kids the same. If you ain't moving like that, then you a lame. That's why I rock with Cash, we on the same time. Always ready, come up big when it's game time. Took time off, but never lost a step. Never compromised my bars, I still got respect. I never cater to the crowd, yeah, I separate. I keep a chip on my shoulder and accept the hate. I'm not gonna bend or fold to ride the trends. I'm not shucking and jiving to make some fake friends. I'm always standing on my square and I ain't moving. When you winning and learning, you never losing. Fame or respect, no question what I'm choosing. Over y'all head, that's why most of y'all are losing. None.
What more is there to say? Better late than never. Cash and Numbs, late on arrival. We here now.
You gotta snap some collars and let them motherfuckers know you that thing out.
Cash flow. Brooklyn.
Otherwise, you ain't shit.
Set the tone.
You gotta get the ground.
Yeah. Fresh new year, fresh night, yeah. Walk with a bop like I really don't care. I don't care. Blows the shit, scorching, I'm lit. In the plain white tee, got immaculate drip. Cut from a different cloth like I'm shopping at Kip. Conduct the Williams beat tag when I'm starting to whip. Actions speak louder with patience, I got the power. Marketing value supporters, you got the power. In character, always remain solid. Well calculated, aura is too polished. Critical thinker, looking past the clickbait. Been straight, trying to tell y'all I'm what they ain't. No time for politics, tapped in and I'm following, acknowledging prominence mixed in with dominance. Here to motivate new levels, approaching great on beats. I levitate on time, I'm never late. Setting the foundation, dudes be crown chasing. Kids mentally, thrones is rear facing. From survival mode to thriving mode, build my legacy till I adios. No time to close. Look at the world different than Wayne, Freddie, and Whitney. Well educated, so majors cannot pimp me. Report live from the underground, 212-718. How that sound? Reporting live from the underground, 212-219. How that sound? It's that best high shit. The East Chicago shit. Studio stats. Cash flow. Yeah, it's effortless, man. Rhymes and beats. We did it again. Okay. Walk with me. Talk with me.
All right, everybody. So we are live. We're at episode 101 of Let's Get Activated podcast. You got me, your girl, Samantha Lavelle. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com. We are also on Culture Shock Radio, the Tattoo Shop Radio, Cuzzo FM, and then also finally we are on Wapter Music FM. So we are pushing it. We are activated. I'd like to welcome my special guest in the building tonight. We got Cash Flow.
Hey, appreciate it, Sam. Thanks for having me.
Oh no, no problem. We've had to vibe out, on some, past, projects that you've done. We were listening to Late Arrival, off of the current album that's out, followed by, Set the Tone. Both definitely dope tracks. Before we get into your story and the new album that's coming out, do you kind of want to let everybody know the premise of Late Arrival and Set the Tone?
Yeah. So, again, Cash from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, born and raised, Lower East Side, Manhattan. Spent a little bit of time in the Bronx, so that's kind of where I'm from. Been rapping probably since as long as I can remember, 10, 11, 12. Took a little bit of a break in my mid-20s to get focused, on life and take care of some business and stuff like that, and things I had to do on a professional sense, and took a nice long break. You know what I mean? I enjoyed life, but started doing some interviews on my podcast, Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast, and kind of got motivated by a lot of the artists on there who were just like me, who just kind of came back into making music or production, and just one thing led to another. Hit my man Furious Styles, who is the producer on Set the Tone, and Rhymes and Beats is the project that's off of. Shout out to him. And he gave me, the first shot to kind of reintroduce myself. Had no idea I could rap, what I could rap like, and just gave me a chance to be on his project. He already had a nice little movement going. So, with that said, we did that. And, next thing I know, I'm trying to put out a full length album in the next 6 months from there.
Wow. And then of course, Late Arrival that came out, was that like your first initial full album?
Yeah, I mean, I've made stuff just like a lot of people, mixtapes and stuff like that. But that, was truly the first thing that I could probably say that I was super duper proud of, that I put a lot of time and effort into and got it mixed the way I wanted to have it mixed. Got the cover art I wanted to, the artist I wanted to, just right down to everything that you're supposed to do to be respected musically. You know what I mean? So I think that's my debut project in my eyes.
Well, it was definitely a great project, but I know it had to start somewhere. Right now, you're a dope artist, producer, also a host of the podcast you mentioned, Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. What got you to that point, like growing up, what music inspired you?
It was a lot of different music, but I grew up in the 80s, but I would probably say more so the 90s was my era. That's when I actually started growing up in hip hop. So I would say everybody I think my era was mostly, Bad Boy, Death Row era, that type of era, Rockefeller, Murder Inc., those type of guys, G Unit, as I got older, Dipset. So those are the guys, and definitely the Locks, one of my favorite groups, you know what I mean? So those kind of are the bars that inspired me kind of coming up in all those different camps.
Got you. And where did you find just the sound as far as production? Like what made you say, hey, I'm gonna start producing?
So me, I necessarily didn't produce at the time when I was putting out Late Arrival. It was always something I was interested in, and so and it's still something that I'm interested in. I'm still trying, still learning. I'll eventually put something out with my own beats, but I think I'm proficient in it, but I'm by no means a producer in that sense. On a podcast level, I would absolutely say I'm a producer. But in terms of Late Arrival, you know what I mean? I just kind of sought after the people that I had been interviewing that produce. Also sought after just people on, like everybody else, on BeatStars or YouTube, and just finding those dope producers and just kind of, how to put together. I think I know how to put together an album. I know what a classic album sounds like. That ain't for me to say my album's a classic. That's for anybody that listens to it to feel that way. But for me, I know what a good feeling album that takes you through the highs and lows and all these different type of emotions. And that's kind of what I wanted to do, is to find, different beats to fit what I was going through and to convey my message. And I think I accomplished that goal.
Yeah, definitely. And I do like how you mentioned that a lot of these producers, just came off as being guests, off of the Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. So kind of tell everybody, where that came from and the start of that.
So, it all started from a bunch of my boys. We got together. It's probably a lot of us in the group chat. We talk about all types of stuff, but the main thing is music and sports. And we just wanted to give people like a glimpse into our barbershop conversations, unfiltered, but slowly but surely, it kind of one by one started dropping out. People kind of got shy and they wanted to be, on the sideline. So I took it, ran with it, kind of took the lead. My man Prez, my man Hud, they started off as co-hosts. So it was three of us. We were in Germany and we kind of split, one left and then the next left. And then we did it remotely. And now it's just down to me. All my guys, everybody had some other competing priorities. But, at the core of it, it was just us wanting to talk about music and sports, how we want to hear it being covered.
I like that. It's a nice positive, vibe. Nothing scripted. I've
Nothing
definitely,
salacious.
yeah,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah. No
salacious.
clickbait.
Yeah, no clickbait. I've definitely tapped in. I do want to congratulate you. You just completed episode 192.
Yeah, we almost at
Yeah,
200. And congrats to you. You just
thank you.
completed 100. That's no small feat.
Hey, and look, you're 101, like I said, this is more than rap music, we're
Right,
giving
right.
hip hop 101. So there you go.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It was just meant to be. And so where can people like tap into the podcast?
It's on YouTube. Again, it's called Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. So you can search Don't Sleep Network. That's exactly what it's under on YouTube. It's on all streaming platforms. You could tap in from right now. We got legacy episodes with different guests. I mean, I've lost count on how many guests we've had. We had some really dope lyricists. Mickey Fax just came on most recent episode with A.O. Shamir with the project they drop. We had some talented artists at the top of the year, and at the end of the year as well. Come on a podcast. So it's a long, long list of guests. All dope artists from what I like to listen to and my former co-host. So it's no whack music on there. We give everybody a shot. We don't necessarily have to love it, but we give everybody a chance to love. I mean, not to love, but to tell their story.
Right. And that's what it's about. And that's why I respect it so much, because pretty much the same here on Activated, for sure. And, definitely people need to follow. Also, you have a IG page for that. Don't sleep_net.
Yeah, and that's where you can catch all the clips. So if you find something you like, tap in. We know you might not tap in every week, but if it's something that everybody else, that you rock with, listen to music, or a little bit more of a fan of the underground scene, because that's what we're really trying to tap into and give those artists some light. Definitely share it, and that's the only way we're gonna grow is if you do that.
Definitely, for sure. Sharing is free, everybody. So, especially someone taking the time to put you on such a great platform, like yours, at least share it, show the love. So I definitely agree with that. And so if people want to be a guest on the show, what's the best way to reach out to you?
Always easy. Shoot us a DM. It's only me now, so it's no us. It's only
Yeah.
me. Still getting used to it being just me. But
Hmm.
yeah, just shoot a DM with your music, and I'll get back to you in a timely manner. Sometimes we booked out, 3, 4, 5 weeks, 2, 3 months, sometimes at a time. So we're definitely, I'm gonna hop way more into artist interviews and stuff like that. So never that we don't want to get to the music. It's just that we got other people ahead of you and a schedule to stick to. So but we'll definitely, people cancel, we'll call you, and if you're available, then you cut in line and you get on. You know what I mean? So, and we make it make sense for people. Like if you have a project coming, we'll try to do it around your project so we can be a part of your rollout. So we get that part as well, and we'll do an extra episode if need be in the midst of our normal 1 week rollout. But again, if it's dope music, I can't wait to interview you at that point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm on your line. So it really kind of, depends, but that's kind of how it goes.
Definitely. And the reason why I'm asking, because there's a lot of artists right now that are tapping in, watching this show live right now. So it's definitely good for them to know it's another platform to get on. It is a great show. I've tapped into it, everybody. So definitely got to tap in with cash flow here for sure.
Yeah, and definitely we like I said, it's a artist interviewing an artist. So I know exactly what you're going through. You know, I may not be at that point in your career, but I've studied the game and seen the game tapes on how these careers pan out. So I can definitely relate to your story or a story like it. So you'll definitely get a intelligent interview and a thorough interview. You know what I mean? So definitely tap in.
Definitely, for sure. And also, tap in the cash_flow 83 for the radio listeners too. I gotta, get that underscore in there because he has a link tree and he has all the information on the link tree too in the bio.
For sure, for sure. So yeah, that's where you can catch some of the production and the music side, and just me just being a normal person. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, definitely tap in there. So you'll have some podcast stuff on there, but I try to keep it a little bit separated. And yeah, but yeah, all the music and stuff like that you can catch over there.
Definitely. So now, we have just exciting, information here, a special announcement. I have it all over here. You are dropping your new EP, Blank Canvas, actually next Thursday, a week from now, the 26th, for your birthday.
Yeah. I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm excited about that. Blessed to be turning 40. Definitely coming where I'm from is it's a blessing. Of course I'm getting old, a lot of things starting to ache that I didn't know, would ache, just
I
waking up and
feel
getting
you.
out of bed.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
black don't crack. We don't look quite 40, but it
Right.
is what it is, and I'm embracing it. And Blank Canvas is kind of just, getting to where Late Arrival left off in terms of still telling a little bit more stories, still, tackling validation, still tackling, relationships with different people, and, kind of just growing up and being separated from friends and family, and them, kind of not knowing that you're a different person at this point. I'm in the military, been in the military about 22 years now. So this is just me kind of, I don't talk too much and do this type of stuff in terms of saying how I feel. So that's how I do in the music. And Blank Canvas is just the idea I came up with, to where it's going to be quick 4-pack. Whatever I've been going through the last 3 months, 6 months, whatever, between projects, this is where the series will kind of leave off. I'll give you 4 or 5 joints, and it'll be just straight music, nothing over the top, and some great production by some really dope producers.
Yes, it is truly great. I've gotten the pleasure humbly to listen, get the exclusive, everybody. It's a straight all 4. Can't even really pick a favorite because I think each is like a puzzle piece, kind of tells a story. And we were kind of talking behind the scenes. I know the producers kind of, you all weren't in the same room, but everything was cohesive. It fits perfectly together. I love it. And speaking of which, I definitely want to give you a shout out too, because you really are giving, the credits here, as everybody can see, for each title of, the song. Yeah, the producers on here. Like, for instance, we might as well go ahead and talk about the album if you're okay with that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
Let's
get
talk
it.
about
Yeah,
each
let's talk
song.
about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's start with, Canvas. Tell everybody about the intro song, I should say.
Yeah, so yeah, the intro was just really just me getting off, just some things I've been going through. Like I said, when you kind of away from family a lot, and you serving your country and doing different things, you could be a little bit distant. So it's just kind of like chronicling all of those different type of things I've been going through. Separation from kids, separation from your parents, separation from your loved ones, and just kind of how that's coming back together now, and how things just worked out. My mom had me when she was a teenager, and we pretty much raised each other, so to speak. You know what I mean? We have more of a friend relationship at this point. That's always mom. It was always respect. But
Right.
you know what I mean? I'm so proud of her. I mentioned on there that she got her degree about, 3 months after me. You know what I mean? It ain't no
Wow.
punchlines. It's none of those type of things. But now, you know what I mean? She's doing great in life. You know what I mean? And I'm her only son. You know what I mean? And I like to say that I made her proud. You know what I mean? So that's like kind of like a blank canvas. Whatever happened, in the past, and we just kind of getting past it. That's kind of what the intro is about.
Definitely. And we see, great producer, by the way. Ayo
Oh yeah,
Shamir.
Shamir
Yeah.
is disgusting. Like he's crazy, man. He, like I said, he just did the joint with Mickey Fax, and I think he He did first heard of Shamir on JR's project. JR is an artist that works with Ransom. So you know, if you ever heard JR is really nice as well. And I first heard Shamir's production over there, and I'm like, man, like I knew he was probably one of the ones I had to try to you know, get after. And he's on Late Arrival as well on Common Truth. So that's one of my favorite songs off Late Arrival as well. So yeah, man, he just gives you a beautiful canvas, you know, so to speak, to just kind of go crazy, you know. Yeah, Shamir's talented.
Definitely did his thing, you know, a perfect, you know, starter to the album. So, you know, next, you know, we have Even the Score.
Yeah. So I got my man Hype, you know, so that song is really just about like, I'm a perfectionist, you know, and it's just like when people talk to me like, you know, I've done my homework. Like, come bring value added advice. Don't give me the advice that's just seems like it's some stuff that you didn't look up and didn't vet. You know what I mean? And I'm serious about this craft. I'm serious about what I do with the podcast. Like everything is to the best of my ability on what I can do at that current moment. So, you know, that's kind of for me is just like, yo, you know, I'm just trying to even things up with how I do things and how I want to be perceived and how I want to come across. And you know what I mean? And I eat, sleep, you know, and shit is rap music, you know, everything. Like I, you know, wake up, my wife gets tired of it. Like the music's blasting first thing in the morning. Like that's all I do is, you know what I mean? My day's going bad, I'm listening to music. It's going good, I'm listening to music. You know what I mean? You know, everything's centered around the music. So, you know what I mean? And the hook is like, it's more than rap music. You know what I mean? So, you know, I put so much time and effort into coming back and making music, and I don't have to, and nobody really needs to hear it, right? So to speak, it's a billion rappers, but you know what I mean? I'm just letting y'all know that, like, and I think a lot of artists will resonate. Like, this is like your diary. Like everything that you're saying is your happy place. You know what I mean? So that's what Even the Score is about.
Got you. And I'm gonna add a sidebar to it. I know you say people don't need to hear it, but at the same time, they need to hear it. You know, anything with substance, telling a story, preserving this culture, we need it. So that is much needed. So yes, people do need to hear it. You know.
For sure. And shout out to the lone feature on there, Hype, very talented artist. He has a project out called Talk to Me Nice. Incredible body of work. He dropped the deluxe a couple months ago, but if you haven't heard of Hype, man, the dude is he's nasty. So he came on there, and I like that he switched up the tone on that song and you know, brought it to another level.
Definitely, most definitely. And then next, third, we have Be With Me.
So yeah, that's kind of building on blank canvas, but kind of just telling a little bit more story of just like, you know, people always remember you from when, like, you may have met them at a point in time where you was down or you wasn't doing bad or things weren't going the best in your life. You know what I mean? But that's what they hold you to that time. They don't see the progress you made as a family man, the progress you made as a businessman. They don't talk about none of the things that you've done, and they just view you in that certain light. Or you may have been a huge party time in your life. That's y'all were friends for that moment, and that's your view of me, but I'm much more than that. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what that song is about. Is like, yo, man, there's a time and place for all those different relationships I've had over the course, you know, of my friendships and with my family and stuff like that. But you know, even now, like I said, being away all this time and kind of coming back for just quick visits, but going on about my business is like, you know, people have to learn you, even my closest family members, mom, dad, aunts, uncles. You got to learn who I am at 40 as opposed to when I left home at 18.
Right. Definitely. And produced by Numbs Music. But
yeah, can't forget Numbs. He's on a run. Learned how to produce maybe about 2-3 years ago, and now he's producing people's full albums and stuff. So I can't be more proud of that dude, man. And he definitely has a lot of great production in the stash.
Wonderful. And then we have the, final, the outros, you call it, we can try, or you can try. You can
Yeah,
try.
you can try with my man Greenery, man. Super influential dude, man. It's like you can almost send. I won't say you can send anything to Greenery, but he'll give you such good encouragement and good vibes on anything he sends you. And he's very dope producer. He's on here twice, by the way. You know what I mean. So shout out
Mhm.
to him. I can't wait for people to hear his production and just build on to what he got going in 2021. He just dropped a single with JR called R&R. So check that out as well, so you guys can kind of get a good feel for his production. If you're a rapper, make sure you tap in with Greenery, man, because he's talented.
See, that's what I like. It's like just coming full circle. Just connecting the dots. That this is definitely great. I'm telling you, the artists here that are watching this, you better tap in with cash flow, and everybody's mentioning because I'm telling you, I'm speaking from listening several times. This is a great project.
Appreciate it. And again, all of these guys I wouldn't have been able to work with if it wasn't for starting the podcast, just for interviewing them just based on their talent. You know what I mean? So you just never know what keeping positive energy and good connections with people and really just checking up on them and doing reviews on their music. Not that they're asking for it, just genuinely being a fan of what your peers are doing. And now, next thing I know, they're lending their talents and giving me some of their their doper beats, you know what I mean? To highlight me. So I definitely appreciative.
Definitely. And because I consider you also a content creator because creating content. How has that been like for you, and what inspires you when you're creating it?
Um, I do everything last minute. I'm a procrastinator. So it's all in what inspires me. At this point, it's just like a system. You have everything set up. Is a lot of the stuff that I do for the podcast is all me. The audio editing, the video editing, the clip editing, and IG live. It's like it's a full-time job, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
you find a way to do it, and just kind of YouTube University, and not really wanting people to put certain things in people's hands. So I kind of, I don't know why I'm like that, but a control freak when it comes to the quality of things that I'm doing. So I try to learn how to do everything. Hopefully I can kind of let go of that here in the near future, and trust some talented people to do other things for me. But for right now, to get the podcast out, that's kind of what I do. And, it's everything, everything you pretty much see on my IG is my creation and utilizing all these tools and resources that we have at our fingertips that I follow other content creators. If they're doing something, it's a little theft here and there. Oh, I like the way yours is looking. I'm gonna take
Hmm.
that and add my own little sauce to it. Oh, I know how to
Hmm.
do that. So it's just kind of doing that and staying a student of the game and sticking to YouTube for all the latest updates on whatever I'm possibly doing to try to get a little bit better. And then once I get good at something, then now off to the production, because I feel like I'm on autopilot with the podcast.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. And like City just said, Cash got a dope platform too, so people are tapping in.
Oh,
They really are.
appreciate it.
Definitely tapping in. And I gotta say, I like what you kind of did. You did kind of an introduction, like, there's gonna be an announcement for the album, but I like how you used, obviously not the song titles. You kind of did what they do in film. When people get a script or even when they're working on a film, there's a completely different name,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
song. I like that.
Right, yeah, and that's exactly what I was trying to do, trying to roll it out a little bit different. You know what I mean? I recognize where I'm at in my young career. You know what I mean? I always operate off the fact that nobody knows me, nobody has to listen. You can't keep shoving your music in people's face, saying, "Here, listen to this." They gotta wanna listen, wanna buy into you. So you just find creative ways to do it, because I've never been Mr. Popular in my entire life. I've always been a cool dude, but never been Mr. Popular. So I gotta work hard for what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to find creative ways to kind of roll stuff out and just, kind of show and prove, as opposed to doing all the other stuff besides the music.
Right. Right. I definitely get that. And I know, I do want to say, welcome back here to the stage because, you were in Germany for like 10 years, you were saying,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, 10
yeah.
years in total. Spent the last 6 years over there. So and again, got to travel all of Europe, parts of Africa and the Middle East for work. So super super dope to be able to see those different things, and it had nothing to do with rap music, nothing to do, it's just like my job and taking me those places and taking the opportunities to show my family different places, Portugal, Morocco, Italy, multiple places in Italy, Amalfi Coast, like a lot of it feels good to be able to talk like that on Late Arrival and say some of those things that you're doing, and it really be fact. You know what I mean? Not necessarily you gloating, but like sometimes we used to look up and be like, we can't believe we're in these places, enjoying life. Eiffel Tower, we lived 3.5 hours away from Paris. You know what I mean? We would go there, and it was like, that's people's like dream trip of a lifetime, and we used to just go there just because we wanted to go to Disney Paris to take the kids. Like you kind of, when you're there, you take it for granted, but now that we're gone, we kind of miss it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're not going back. We'll go to visit. But now we know how easy it is to travel in Europe, and the kids are so much more cultured because of that. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't trade things and decisions I've made in terms of sticking around as long as I have in the military. You know what I mean? And that's like really the last thing with Blank Canvas. That's kind of like me closing a chapter because I'm retiring this year.
Congratulations.
So yeah, after 22 long years, and that's kind of like a lot of little, Easter eggs in Blank Canvas is me kind of, new chapter. What's next? I'm excited for what's next. I don't know what I'm ultimately do because I got a lot of things I'm interested in, but I definitely gonna open up a lot more time for me to do music and podcasting and take this thing to where I think it can go.
Oh, most definitely, definitely, and, respect to you, salute for your service, 22 years of service, that's very commendable.
I appreciate it. It's a long time, but I'm ready
It
to hang
is.
it up and do something different.
Right. Now, did you, like, I know you were kind of, focused on military and family life, but did you get to, through those 22 years of travel, get to experience some of the music scene, in these different countries?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Me and shout out to my man Prez, my co-host and friend of 20 plus years, and a lot of my buddies on our group chat. Like we've all, been stationed there, but me and him more recently, like we always went to shows out there. Every single time artists came out there, we went to Kendrick concert when he first dropped his first album, when he was just, just really just running through Europe. And
Yeah.
one of my homies, Iggy's Loudmouth podcast, he got to go on stage and rap Cartoons and Cereal, one of like Kendrick's older songs. He did that, and Nas, we got to like sit up front and meet Nas at one of the concerts. We went to the Jay and Kanye album, watched The Throne out there. Then a lot of Hole in the Walls with Earth Gang, Jid. It's so many different talented artists have come that way. We've been to Belgium, we've been to Hamburg, Germany, Paris. We've gone a little bit of everywhere just to go to these events. Saw NFL Europe in London, plenty of times. So yeah, I definitely got to enjoy the fruits of my labor and with my homies and see the rap scene and stuff like that. There's so, I won't say they're much more appreciative of hip hop out there, but I get the feeling they care more about the content and what people are saying as opposed to how much money they got,
Right.
and all the other things that really don't matter. That's not talent based. You'll be in there and you won't see people hold up at a wall. You'll be in a hole in the wall, and we had to sit back and stand in the back because we don't want to get jumped on because these kids are going crazy to Earth Gang, to Jid, and to a lot of other acts. I think we saw the Game out there as well, and they're just like every single word that don't speak. Some of them don't speak a lick of English.
Wow. But music's universal. That's a beautiful thing. You don't even have to necessarily understand the language just to still feel the vibe of it.
Right. And that's totally what you get no matter what concert you go to and what country overseas. They definitely love that content that people are giving, and that's why older artists and some of the legends or just guys that just kind of come out, they can go over there. Core Mega could still go over there. you know, just you name it, Big Daddy Kane, Kumo, like they could still tour effortlessly over there, and people are still gonna come out because they love that. They love that era.
Right. They love that, they love the culture, and this is, this is a great year because this is the 50th anniversary of hip
Right,
hop.
right. Right. So I can only imagine how crazy it's gonna be now that the world's opening up a little bit more and people are traveling and artists are getting back over there. Because my last couple of years, you really didn't get to experience it so much with COVID and
Hmm.
people slowing down and events and venues kind of shutting down as a result of that being their primary base for making money is these concerts. So, but yeah, so I know a lot of those overseas tours are gonna be lit.
Definitely. And speaking of tours or just shows, do you have some upcoming shows planned or anything like that?
No, I plan on definitely reaching out and doing that more, being more visible. It's nothing like hitting the stage and really giving just seeing how people, even if it's 10 people, like I always tell people, go perform and do your thing. Go, go bomb a show if you have to. Get it out your
Right.
system because the people need to reach out and see you. They're more, they'll buy your music. They'll buy into you a little bit more if they could reach you, touch you, see you, and see you putting in the work. So that's definitely something I'm looking into. I'm here in the Hampton, Newport News area, so Virginia. So definitely looking forward to finding spaces where I make sense. And that's what I mean, because I don't make the same music a lot of what these guys are listening to out here. So
Right.
I mean, but I may just go and do something totally different. So, but there's definitely a lot of opportunity out here, and in VA to do that.
Yeah, that's exciting. Nothing like being on stage. I love to see, when artists are on stage, you can tell they love their craft. That's like the ultimate place to be, I think, for an artist.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta see if the people. That's if you see if it's real. That's if you see if it's
Yeah.
real. If it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, or if you're real about your craft. Because how
Hmm.
do you perform when? How do you win people over? You know what I mean? What are the little tricks and stuff you're doing? But you don't learn that by not going on stage. You know what I mean? I had an artist on Jigs, and he went to New York. He told a story to where he went to New York. He's from Atlanta, but his family background is NY, and he did like a little melody of Big and I think somebody else's beat, but freestyle
Mm.
to it. You know what I mean? He did that and won them over, and then they totally forgot he from out of town. Like he one of us now because we could hear that he could really rap. So you don't learn that nowhere else except for on the stage and having to resonate with people from different cultures and different backgrounds because you know how New York is. They real standoffish until you show them something.
Yeah, you're yep, you're right about that. Or you can be dope and then they'll just have a straight face, maybe
Straight
until
face.
the end.
Straight face. Yeah, they've
Yep.
heard it. They've seen a lot of, and to, the credit from being from there, like, that's why, like, I'm not super impressed with everything. I got a lot of palate and a respect for a lot of different artists from traveling and moving around. Like I said, one of my best friends from the South, they Midwest, all over. Like, I got appreciation for different music once I left New York City, but I definitely came very New York, very mixtape
Hmm.
focused. And if it wasn't that, then you wasn't nice, type of thing. So, but, kind of fast forward till now, like, I find value in a lot of different types of music. It's all in the mood that I'm in, you know what I mean? And you got to be able to kind of dip your toe in whatever pond you go in when you're performing. So I'm looking forward to that. The goal is really like to make a decent living off of it. If you can make a decent living off your music and not have to work a 9 to 5 anymore, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be the richest man, but you just got to be a man that's content and happy with where you at. And taking care of your family. So if I could do that, if I gotta do shows, then let's do some shows.
Definitely. Hey, doing what you love, right?
Yep, yep,
Life is short, so might as well.
for sure, for
Mm.
sure.
Do you have any like dream collaborations as far as
Um,
either production or, artistry, either way?
No, no, not really. I won't say I do. It's just like I just want to mess with people that mess with me naturally. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because I think it comes off a lot better. They want to see you win.
Hmm.
It means more when it's people that see you from wherever you're at to now. Will I ever turn it down if some of my favorite artists Want to collab? Absolutely not. But I don't think I'm necessarily seeking it out. And I want to put in the work. I want to show that I deserve some of those features before I start asking for those features. There's artists that I can get right now and pay for it, but we have no connection. Will they promote it? Will they really like it? Or are they just doing it because, they're taking my whatever amount that their cost is and they're not going to promote it? And I don't want to rap with anybody that don't necessarily find any value in what I'm doing and want to promote me too,
Right. Completely understand. It's got to make sense and the vibe has got to be real to really, I think, put out the best, music out there, I think.
For sure. And I think it, like I said, it comes off a lot better. I'm pretty sure as soon as I start putting promo out for this, every single producer that's on there, they'll post it, they'll put it on their page. I'm sure I won't even have to ask. It's just kind of what we do for each other when everybody has a project or shares it. It's little small things that you could do. It don't cost anybody any money. You know what I mean? To share a person's music or to tell somebody that's would listen to your recommendation. Yo, go check my homie out, man. This ain't it's dope. It's dope. And that's all you need. That's all I'm asking for. Whatever you spend with me after that point, I'm deeply appreciated.
Definitely. And I will share it myself. Like I can't wait till next Thursday or whenever, we have the promo out. I'll definitely, be more than happy, put it in the stories, share because it's on point.
I appreciate that. Put a lot of hard work and effort into it. So I'll never be like, this is easy. It's not easy having a full-time job, doing all these different things that we do. Like I'm definitely not one of them artists that's gonna tell you like, yeah, it took me 4 hours to write those songs. No. It took a long time just to get those songs to where I wanted them to be, mix them, master them, do all that kind of myself. Shout out to my man Hype for helping me with one of the songs and stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, when you're doing everything and learning everything, it means a lot more when somebody says it's dope. Like really, that's at the core of what you do it for, I would think, for other people to be like, that's dope. That's it.
Right. Exactly. Dope. And when I say something's dope, people will tell you in the comments, like, I mean it. There's no playing around because it's hard to have me say that word sometimes. I just, what I'm saying? I believe, I don't like to be a yes man or a yes woman in my case, but that project is dope. Like, I'm telling you, everybody, you got to be, tapping in on that next week.
Yeah. Again, January 26th. Help me celebrate my 40th by listening to the project. Going on Bandcamp. I have a Bandcamp up. You can pay what you want to pay on Bandcamp. You don't necessarily have to go on Apple or iTunes or whatever. Just pay where you want to pay. I'm gonna get it anyway on the back end.
Yeah.
But Bandcamp, it comes right away to give you more of a percentage. I don't think a lot of people know that. So this year I was like, I want to be more, purposeful and intentful and telling people where they can find it. Just search Cash Flow on there. You'll see all of my music on there right now. And go shop with me. Let me know how I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I'll definitely try to share more of my journey and behind the scenes stuff as I'm continuing to make music and stuff like that. So definitely can't slack on the behind the scenes stuff and the creative process. So I'm gonna do a lot more of that this year.
That's going to be great. And, everybody, again, I got to say, follow, Cash Flow, Cash_Flow 83 on IG. He's got the link tree where you guys can actually already pre-save the EP, so pre-save it.
Yep. Spotify and Apple Music right now. You can pre-save it, so it'll be right there as soon as you open your eyes on next Thursday. You know what I mean? So it'll definitely be there.
Definitely. That's that is so exciting. Definitely looking forward to that. Happy early birthday, to you. And do you have any plans aside from the album release?
I like to be low key, chill. I just want me and a couple close friends out here and the wife go to dinner. Some of my favorite spots. I haven't decided yet. Probably go to a Cuban spot, eat, drink, be merry, and just, enjoy living life, seeing another year.
That's dope. That's an amazing thing for sure. And, a couple more questions for you because, there's a lot of young people trying to get into this industry, even not even necessarily young, but people still in our age, like you said, late arrival. What advice would you give to people?
I would say just be patient in terms of your learning process, and be humble enough to ask for help from artists that you think are doing it well, and ask them questions. You'll be amazed how many people give you gems and how to promote your music, who to get your music mixed by, how much it costs, and things of that nature. So, just have your questions lined up, do the research for sure on the front end, and you definitely could get it done. I'm not saying do everything yourself, so to speak. I'm a maniac like that. But I think I have a passion for doing it as well. So even if I'm not making music at the time, I'll mix a homie's project. You know what I mean? I want that opportunity to have that under my belt. So the more and more I do that, that becomes a lucrative thing. So you got to put in the hours behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So I would say, yeah, definitely do your homework. The tools and YouTube, like I said, is out there. A lot of learning platforms on there. If that's something that you want to take your time doing, but if you just want to get in the booth and do it, there's a lot of different things. I got a lot of books and stuff like that behind me that I've read on how to advertise. And I would say the last thing is really is marketing over the actual music. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
finding. And again, it's business. You know what I mean? A lot of people say they in it for the love, and I get it. Me too. I love it at the core.
Right.
But you are spending a lot of time and effort and money on it. You know, it's a shame that how much people have really, really dope projects. It comes out and nothing. You
Yeah. Right.
know, they don't really promote it. An album that's really dope that they dropped 4 months ago, they off that already, and and they're not shooting videos for it, or just pull up a camera and shoot a video of you rapping your stuff. You know what I mean? You never
Yeah.
know who it might reach, and you know what I mean, and it might go viral, and it may be something that took you maybe a matter of 5 minutes to do and upload.
Wow. Wow. That's, some great advice. Oh, look, we got like shout out Johnny, tapping in from New Zealand. That's dope.
Oh
That's
wow,
no.
wow. Yeah, I see the
And
letters. I'm like, all right, that look a little maybe Russian. I don't know. Yeah, New Zealand.
yep. So we got a lot of people tapping in. And I'm glad you brought up, visuals too, because I was even gonna ask you, because I know when I listen to music, I'm always just thinking of a visual, painting a picture. Do you have some visuals planned for the year?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to shoot as much as I can. I have all of the tools here. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it. Like I know how to do it. I just
Mm-hmm.
got to do it. I got to stop being lazy to do, to get out there and put my face out there. I'm already comfortable on camera from doing the podcast, so it's really just a matter of it being to my taste level. So that's really where I'm trying to get over, is trying to not be so over the top and just give it give it in a nice, concise body,
Yeah.
and not I'm not Hype Williams. I'm just trying to just give them, you know what I mean? Just give them a dope video, quick visuals, some scenes switching, you know what I mean,
hmm
and put my little sauce on it and do it. I got the cameras to do it. I just got to make the time. So again, that's another thing I want to do this year: make the time to put the visuals out there so people can connect with it in a different way.
Definitely. That's, looking forward to that for sure. And then, final question, for you, what legacy does Cash Flow want to leave behind?
Just the legacy of giving back. The podcast, like I'll go back to that, is all for giving back to the culture. I wish I had something at in my teenage years, in my younger 20s, to where somebody that was as much into hip hop had a platform and provided it to us to get on there. Before, we used to have to want to get on, a Clue, show, or Funkmaster
Mhm.
Flex, or Big Boy. Like, you shooting, like, how many people don't make it to that level?
Right.
You know what I mean? And you think that that's the pinnacle, you know what I mean? But I'm starting a podcast, and while I continue to do the podcast, as much as I get frustrated, like the next person, oh, I want the podcast to do this, but every time I talk myself down is, why are you doing it? You know what I mean? Is to kind of just be a vessel and give back. So that's what I want my legacy to be, is somebody that gave a damn and gave back at the very least, to the music, and definitely not poisoning your mind, so to speak, with negative music. Just really giving you, my life, and if you resonate with it, the positive and the negative of my life, and if you resonate with it, you know what I mean, and it helps get you through your day, then I've done my job.
hmm Most definitely. Great legacy. You're already living it. Got to go back to the podcast. Definitely much respect, for that because there's blood, sweat, and tears behind the
Yeah, I
scenes
know you know.
too on that.
I know you know.
I know,
Yeah.
man, war stories on it, but just doing it for the culture, and it does make an artist feel good, when you take the time to do your homework, put them out there, and these podcasts, they do build connections. You can build real connections with people, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I met my man Hype through the podcast. He's coming here later on this week. We're gonna shoot a few videos. We live like an hour apart. We found that out.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? When I got here. So we, finally connecting, and we're gonna shoot, maybe we shoot something for even the score. Who knows? You know what I mean? So, but
Hmm.
that's the type of time we both on this year is just to kind of, help with skill sets. I have some dope camera work. He's gonna utilize it. And on the back end, he'll help me with some stuff. He'll get production for me. He produces as well. Like that's kind of where it is, man. The bartering system and just utilizing each other's talents to help elevate each other. So that's kind of just some of the things, we chatting with a few other artists about like a little rap camp and, get an
Hmm.
Airbnb and just kind of get all the creative minds and whatever comes out of those sessions come out of those sessions. So I'm excited, I'm excited for what 2023 and beyond has to offer.
Definitely. So exciting, so exciting to see the dots connecting. And, I definitely, will continue to follow, support, and
Likewise, likewise, likewise.
thank you. I'm humbled you reached out to ask to come on. That's
Hey,
that's humbling. I
for sure.
appreciate
I get with Sam. She booked and busy though. She booked and busy. You might have to wait 6 months, but be
that.
patient. Be patient. Be
Yeah, I think
patient.
we're up to, yeah, we booked through July now. So
Wow.
it just, how it is. It gets booked, but if you're doing once a week or something, it gets booked. But it's humbling, and hey, that's what it's about. But I do the same thing as you were saying. If somebody cancels out, you get up somebody else on the schedule. Like, hey, I got an open slot.
Hey, you just dropped the EP or album, I like it. I've been listening to it, so I'm always listening to artists that send stuff. I may not get to it right away, but I definitely get to it, and if I like it and I slept on it, I'll more than make up for it by doing 2 pods in a week or whatever I'm doing. I'll drop it on a random day just to get your stuff out there. So that I'm not against doing that. So I'm checking the inbox, but I'll definitely let you know I read it. I'll get to it. Give me some time. Only one person. Doing music production, all these other things. So
Hmm.
y'all just be patient. But we definitely whenever we tap in with artists, it's gonna be a good interview and some good times.
Definitely. And definitely let the people, know, one more time how to tap in with you. I have people asking for your email, but I know they could DM you, but just, shoot out
Yeah,
any
yeah, yeah,
info
yeah.
you
The
want.
email. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
However you want to contact us, you can
Hmm.
hit us up at don't sleep underscore net. It's the same on Twitter and Instagram, and
Hmm.
or don't sleep on the couch at gmail.com. That's our email there for any inquiries about an interview, or if you want to collaborate. If you're a fellow podcaster and you do something kind of similar and you want me on your podcast to lend, my whatever I got to say about an album or a roundtable where you talking about hip hop, I'm always down to talk hip hop and talk noise about hip hop. So I invite that. So yeah, but that's kind of what that's for. So but on the personal side, it's cash underscore float 83 for features and things like that. And we could definitely talk some numbers and or some a bartering system. It just depends on how we vibe. I ain't against that either. So
Definitely. Definitely. And what shout outs do you want to give?
definitely want to give shout out to the family. They sacrifice a lot for me to be in this room. I spend a lot of my time in this room, and at times it's nerve wracking, but it's to get the best out and do something that I love, and they give me the time without really giving me too much crap for it. So it's definitely my family that's in the house, and shout out to all my homies that listen to every snippet, every raw vocal, give me all the feedback and stuff like that. Shout out to all the producers on Late Arrival, Blank Canvas, and so yeah, I definitely appreciate y'all lending y'all talents and trusting me with your beats, man, because I know y'all don't want whack rap over your beautiful instrumentals, man. So shout out to y'all.
And this was dope. This was an amazing, episode 101 of Let's Get Activated podcast, with the amazing, Cash Flow. Definitely, again, everybody who's listening in, if you're not watching, definitely follow Cash_Flow 83. Watch the replay, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com. Listen on the Culture Shock Radio. Listen on Cuzzo FM, Wapter Music FM, the Tattoo Shop Radio. We're definitely activated. And, stay tapped in. Definitely has a wonderful podcast himself. Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. So definitely follow that too. Don't Sleep at _net.
Yeah. Hey, you said it best. Hey, I appreciate you saying, Mom. Appreciate it for real.
No, much appreciated, having you on again on Let's Get Activated podcast. Definitely will continue to support, be in contact with you. And, it's definitely big salute to you. Big salute to, everybody contributed, to your, project as well. And definitely salute to everybody who's tapping in.
For sure. All right.
Definitely. And so everybody remember, next Thursday, a week from now, January 26th, Blank Canvas drop.
Yeah, Blank Canvas, my birthday, guilt trip you. Go ahead, go buy that thing, man. Go, Bandcamp, we on Bandcamp, we on iTunes, everywhere. It'll be there, you know what I mean? So tap in, go follow me for updates.
Definitely, another great episode. Definitely peace and love, everybody. We are activated, and
for sure.
Yeah. And
cheers to 100 more. Cheers to 100 more.
Hey, you too. You
almost at 200. No, we passed 200. We done a lot of bonus episodes. So, but officially, we almost at 200.
Right. Almost there. Hey, salute to you too, because you're on your grind, and from one fellow, podcaster and content creator to another. Definitely much respect to you.
For sure. If you ever need anything, content creation, I'm willing to share all the secrets. I don't keep nothing to myself. So definitely hit me up if you need anything.
Hey, and vice versa. We might have to tap in and do that when you were talking about the shared platform.
Yeah, the exchanging of the ideas. Yeah, I give you all the apps that'll help cut down on your time. So trial and error. I've tried them all. So I got you.
Definitely. So, again, another great episode. Let's Get Activated podcast. I want to wish everybody peace and love and stay activated.
All right. Peace.
Peace.